Hello, everyone. Hello. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin. This is One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 28th, 2019. Strong hand. Play this at 2x. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. 5-digit realm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We are really in the 5-digit realm because you are in 2020. You are in 2021. You are an apex predator. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. I'm offended by selling. Hello, my elite friends. Oh, yeah. It is Thanksgiving. All the Americans are asleep. You're missing all the news out of Germany. But hey, I predicted this, that Americans rule the internet. No one is talking about what is going on in Germany with this bank thing that I've just found out about. We're going to talk about in a second, because all the Americans who shout everything to the world, they're just not on the internet and they're not spreading the word. And the Germans aren't spreading the word about this enough. But anyway, tomorrow we'll talk about this a little bit more. This week at Bitcoin, 2 p.m. New York time on Friday. If you got questions for this show, type in Bitcoin Meister, do a super chat. Yeah, did that turkey get you tired? Did stuffing your face get you freaking tired? Dude, life goes on. Bitcoin doesn't have a Thanksgiving. Bitcoin keeps going. The news keeps coming. And I keep doing these shows no matter what. And yeah, you better believe I got to be awake pretty soon too, because I got some stuff to do in the morning. Be traveling around. I'll be in another secret location tomorrow for tomorrow's show. But yeah. Hello, elite friends. If I forgot to say that, I think I did. I wanted to say that Ken, Boris, and Vlad will be on the 2 p.m. This Week in Bitcoin show tomorrow. And yeah, you better believe there's a new show here every day. I wanted to say on yesterday's show, I wanted to correct something. Mind the Gap said he was in Utqiagvik in Alaska. And I said, is that near Barrow? And he says it is. But what he was saying is it is Barrow. Barrow, Alaska changed its name to this, I guess, an Eskimo, and a native name. And I had no idea. I don't know when that happened. I guess it was in the last year or something like that. So there you go. You learn something every day. And that's what was from yesterday's show. So mind the gap. I hope you're enjoying your time up in the northernmost city in the United States of America, formerly known as Barrow, now known as Utqiagvik. And I wanted to give a special shout out to a guy who watches this show a lot, M.S.BitEth. I want to wish him a happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, dude. Hey man, if you're having Thanksgiving alone, you're having Thanksgiving with me, man. I'm there with you. I'm here in video with you, so you're not alone if you're having it alone. I don't know, but never feel alone. You always got your Bitcoin friends out there. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody, even the people. As I said, you don't have to have Thanksgiving with your family. You don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving at all. And if you feel lonely, come watch the Bitcoin Meister, because you know I'm going to be here every freaking day of the year. Except those 2 Jewish holidays that we'll get into later. But basically, there are more than 365 shows a year that I do. You can watch them all at disruptmeister.com. So I hope everyone, but especially M.S.BitEth, had a fun Thanksgiving, or just a fun Thursday, whatever it was for you, wherever you are on this planet. If you're at the top of the world, or if you're in Australia, where it's already way into Friday over there. So a friend of mine in Germany sent me this information that you're probably going to hear about more and more as the Americans get out of their fat trance and actually start writing about this on the mainstream crypto media and other places. But it trickled out a little bit today. But my buddy sent me this, and I thank him a lot for this. He says this is big. And I agree, this is pretty big. The if it does happen, the Bundestag, the parliament in Germany, just passed legislation that allows banks in Germany to trade cryptos and store them starting January 1st. That's 2020, baby. Pound that like button for 2020. It still needs to get passed by the Bundesrat, the second chamber, where states have their say. But since the federal government has a majority there, this will be more of a formality. Wow. Now I predicted, for people have asked me, what's going to happen to the banks when crypto takes over? Well, I said some banks will store Bitcoin for you and store cryptocurrencies for you. They'll just evolve, and they'll still do fiat also. Well, it looks like there's a new law in Germany, which is an incredibly wealthy, powerful country. No standing army, of course, but and it's not all about the army. They do control. They control Europe. I mean, in the mainland continent there, and not England, but they're the most powerful country in Europe, and they control the euro. Just a very efficient people, very, very good with the money. And when they do something like this, where now, in theory, the banks are going to be able to, you're going to be able to buy Bitcoin there and store your Bitcoin there. Now, will all the banks want to do this? Well, it said in the article some of them wanted to do it. I linked to 2 articles below, but you would think some banks might not be keen on doing this. But then again, some banks, they want to make money, diversify for the sake of diversification, or they know this is a big thing. Why not, instead of trying to fight Bitcoin, why not join the party? So it seems like some of them are into this. That there was some consumer group complaining, and you can read it. Hey, all I care about is if this thing really happens on January 1st. And that means Germany is really friendly. If this all really happens, that a regular bank in Germany you can store your Bitcoin there. You can buy trade your Bitcoin there, and other ones also. I mean, that is huge. That is huge. I mean, this is not some country you never heard of before. I mean, this is on the scale of Japan and England. I mean, yes, they're as powerful as England. Of course, they don't have the army. It's a different type of powerful, but financially powerful, yes. All right. So if, yeah. And it's funny because an Austrian guest, it feels like more than one Austrian person has told me this, but they felt that Austria was more of a Bitcoin place than Germany. But whoa, this would change that, wouldn't it? And again, I want to point out that Bitcoin doesn't sleep. And just because everybody in America doesn't know this news is happening, it's happening. And it just shows you this Thanksgiving thing. I warned everyone, you got to take into account Thanksgiving when you're getting your news on the internet, or when you're getting your traffic on the internet, because when the Americans get fat on their turkey on Turkey Day and go buy stuff tomorrow on Friday, something you don't hear about some things. They don't talk about some things, but you're hearing it from this American right here, baby. And yes, I'm. If this happens, then my prediction of a banks evolving into Bitcoin banks, yeah, it's happening. It will be happening if this happens. I'm going to read you something here. It proposes to allow regulated banking institutions to provide cryptocurrency services without relying on third-party custodians and special subsidiaries, as it's currently required. If the states greenlight this proposal, German citizens will be able to hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other digital currencies directly in banks. Also, banks will provide online banking solutions for the whole range of assets like stocks, bonds, and cryptocurrencies. This means that crypto holders will access their funds at the touch of a button. Okay, let's see it happen. Let's see it happen. I'm breaking you I'm giving you some news right there. You're not hearing anywhere else unless you know German. And again, my friend in Germany knows German, and he read the articles in German, and he just sent me the one article he could find in English. And then I found another one. They're both linked to below. Happy Thanksgiving, says John Stramulus. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Roman Q, and again, you guys can do questions. Roman Q says, this year, I am thankful for those weak hands willing to sell their Bitcoin to me. Keep them coming. Yeah, I agree. You should be thankful for the weak hands. That's it. That's a good way of spinning it. Strong hand, baby. Strong-handed. I'm offended by selling, but then I'm thankful that the weak hands are selling to the strong hands. That's the way. Survival of the fittest. This is where the big boys play, baby. Here, check out this. You haven't seen this shirt too often, have you? All right. Very nice shirt. All right. You can get shirts like this linked to below. Yeah, I've been in a different place like 4 nights in a row now. I'm giving you fancy backgrounds. I have another one tomorrow. Real fancy. I wonder if the German bank, that Roman Q says, I wonder if German banks will have to pay negative rates to hold Bitcoin. No, but they won't, because they won't be dealing with the European Central Bank to get the Bitcoin. But I won't, and they won't. I seriously doubt. It's an interesting question. If the European banks eventually start charging savers negative interest rates, and so I think some people said that might have started happening in some European countries. But let's say you've got $100,000, and the German banks are charging you, negative 0.1%. So they're taking away a little bit every year from you. If they're doing that, there's no way they'll do that for Bitcoin. They will give you a positive interest rate for Bitcoin. I would think. I would think they would, because they would know it's because they'd want to hold. Yeah, they'd want to get more people to give them Bitcoin, so they could they could start selling that Bitcoin. Oh God! So they would play fraction. It didn't say anything about fractional reserve gains on there, so I think. Hey, by the way, German people, I'm not telling you to store your Bitcoin at a German bank if you have that option starting January 1st. Do not do that. Do not do that at all, because I assume that they can just they probably won't have your Bitcoin for very long. Anyway, yeah, learn how to use a Trezor, Germans. I think a lot of you already do. Okay, pound that like button. Let's move on to the next. But hey, that's very interesting, exciting news. And yeah, this is home of Bitcoin insider information, even on the night of Thanksgiving. Where I was for Thanksgiving today, I didn't eat at all because my time for eating wasn't scheduled till later. I played with the kids and stuff, and I didn't get much sleep last night, so I just went to sleep on a sofa for like 2 hours. It was fun. It was fun to see the family and stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll talk about that on Sunday's show. I totally forgot to write that down. There was someone that talked about Bitcoin with me. I'll save that for another show. A female talked, but she didn't know about Bitcoin at all. We'll talk about that in another show. Wow, I totally forgot to write that down. So there is an article talking about mainstreaming. GQ magazine. So yesterday it was I talked about Vanity Fair had an article. I don't think that was a very good article with Bitcoin, but GQ has an article it's a long article about cryptocurrency. And again, it's good getting into these mainstream ones, but this one's definitely oriented toward men, because GQ is a men's magazine, because it talks about Bitcoin traders, altcoin flippers, people losing lots of money, and rail blocks and what are rail and nano. Oh my God, I want to barf when I say names like that. But cryptocurrency will not die. You thought you successfully avoided ever having to learn how crypto was going to take over your life? Well, too bad. It's back, and maybe stronger than ever. All right, GQ, that's a good title. Yeah, it goes on into some impulsive people. It does talk about why Bitcoin's better a little bit in there. It goes on and on and on and on. You don't have to read the whole thing. You know the story about people who lost a lot of money. You've heard it told a lot of different ways. But it's cool they're talking about it in GQ. They're talking about it. And no one shared this on crypto Twitter either, from what I could tell. I found about this on my own also, just like the Vanity Fair thing. Not that I read those magazines. Now, Jack Dorsey has this tweet out there, a provocative tweet in many ways. I think it's provocative. It made me think. Pound that like button, first of all. Sad to be leaving the continent for now. Africa will define the future, especially the Bitcoin one. Not sure where yet, but I'll be living here for 3 to 6 months mid-2020. Grateful I was able to experience a small part. Whoa! dude, are you planning something for Africa and Bitcoin in 2020? You're going to be living there for 3 to 6 months. I mean, that's a pretty big commitment. You're from freaking St. Louis, dude, and you're going to wash you, baby. Pound that like he didn't go to wash you. I did, but and that's not. I'm not taking a shot at him at all. He's a really smart dude. Now, one thing I wanted to say is he says that Africa will define the future, especially the Bitcoin one. I don't know how soon it will be defining the Bitcoin future because, I mean, I just told you a story about German banks allowing like German people to be able to buy that stuff. I mean, right now it's Westerners dominate the Bitcoin world. We've gone over this so many different times. Africans need it. They don't necessarily, and more are getting into it. But and there's it's a lot easier for Westerners to get in it right now and just to use it as a savings account. Africans needed to preserve their freaking wealth when the Nigerian naira, I can't pronounce their currency, is being inflated away, and all the other currencies are being inflated away. But it's just it's such a popular line in cryptocurrency since 2015. Oh, Africa's about to do this with it. Africa. I will believe it when I see it. And by the way, I'm a huge fan of cryptocurrency in Africa. I spoke at the Zimbabwe Bitcoin conference in 2016. I've been to events in South Africa. I know many people that are involved in Bitcoin in South Africa and obviously Zimbabwe. But it's, everyone's always saying it's the next big thing. With that being said, and I'm not ripping on it. I'm just a realist here with, I've traveled around this whole world, and it's, I see who needs it and who uses it and who use it. And it's mostly people who are already quite well off compared to those in Africa that have it. And I see that trend growing. I see it growing faster in the Western. I mean, we're so early on in all this. Is that it has to grow faster in the West than in Africa before it starts growing really fast in Africa. But again, with all that being said, Jack is a rich dude. Jack doesn't complain. He competes. I hope to God he starts to do something there in Africa. I don't know what country. I don't care what country, because the media will pick up on it in a second, because they all, as I said before, since 2015, Africa's the next big thing in crypto. Africa's the next big thing in the world. Africa this, Africa that, Africa this. Okay, it's easier said than done. It's much, and that's no rip on Africa. It's much easier said than done. And let him try, but it will be free advertising for Bitcoin. He will be paying for it. If he starts a business over there, it will be great. It will be great, and I hope it succeeds. And at the very least, it will bring Bitcoin to the attention of many, many people all around the world, because all sorts of people will write about whatever this might be. And I do hope it is something that he does there. I hope he's just not talking about how big Bitcoin is going to be in Africa in the future, and then saying he's going to be living there for a huge part of 2020 and he's not doing anything in Africa. I think he's doing something. Okay, so there's my theory right there. Now, Alistair Milne has a tweet out there that shows that Bitcoin has performed better than all of the top tier and second tier altcoins since the beginning of the year, other than one, that one being Tezos. Now, people are going to say, you see, Adam, you should have held Tezos. Now, who could have predicted that in the top and second tier altcoin? What are there, like 30 of them? I mean, they all did worse than Bitcoin except one of them. It's gambling. It's pure gambling. You couldn't have predicted it was Tezos, and it won't be Tezos for long. In the long, long run, Bitcoin beats them all, baby. Pound that like button. But you can see the chart yourself to see how well Bitcoin did compared to these other, the flavor of the months. And Tezos was a flavor of the month once, and maybe some of you will make it, some people will make it a flavor of the month again. Not many questions out there today. All right. I'm glad to see we got a lot of guys outside the United States in there, and I see someone that's. I know John is in LA though. John is in the LA area. Okay, so he's. It's still early for him, right? John, did you see the movie, the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Tell me if you did. I liked it. Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. Got to give them both credit for it. It was a good movie. I talked about it recently on my Tuesday video. Pound that like button. I saw it on the plane for free. Pound that like button for getting free stuff on the plane. Yeah. Who? Only 80%ers pay for stuff on a plane. I mean, oh God, it's so horrible to see these people. Well, on an international flight, the food is free, but to see people eating that food makes me want to vomit because it's poisonous. But then when you're on like a Spirit flight in the United States and people are paying for headphones and paying $10 for a piece of bread or whatever, it's so ridiculous. You can't like hold in your hunger on a flight from Baltimore to Minneapolis. You can't do that. Baltimore to Houston, Baltimore to even just shorter distance. Anyway, that's my comment for the impulsive people today. They're so they gotta spend $10 on food, on Spirit, on poisonous food. Any jet lag from this trip? Roaming Chew said. Well, the first, yeah, I slept till 2 on Wednesday, but that was about it. That was about it. Nothing too major. I was just tired. It was exhausting, man. I was on a plane for like so long. 4 different flights, man. 4 flights in a row. That's hard. But yeah, I'm totally fine now. I've been running and everything. Okay, moving on. What is this? Oh yeah, Bitcoin.com. The Bcash exchange, because Bitcoin.com is owned by King of the Trolls, who's a Bcasher. They are launching an IEO to raise $50 million, apparently. I link to their white paper. I link to an article about it. I first heard about it only from, well, just a few hours ago from Whale Panda. And I didn't even know if it was true at first, because it was only Whale Panda tweeting about it. I had to do research to really find out if this was true or not. So they're doing a terrible job spreading the word, but of course it's Thanksgiving, so maybe they're not, because there's no Americans around to spread the word for them. God, Americans, best marketers on earth. Pound that like button, no doubt about that. Americans, loudest people on earth is what some people are saying. Yeah, that's true too. Pound that like button. Yeah, that's great. They're making their own token, the Bitcoin.com, to raise money for their exchange. King of the Trolls creating a token. Say what, make up your own mind about that one. Decide on your own. I mean, what's his financial situation? I'm sure he's still got enough for himself. I would hope he still does. But Whale Panda basically thought it was a commentary on the Bcash situation. I mean, I wouldn't draw that conclusion. God, even the Bcash exchange is having an IEO. Everyone's got to have everyone's got to have a token now. And it entitles you to all these great things, apparently. Great things. Yeah, remember, guys, Bitcoin's the only thing. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. You've learned by now that Bcash definitely, that wasn't the next Bitcoin. Oh, no! But there were a lot of people that were willing to trade in their precious Bitcoin for that thing. Whoa. And out of Lebanon, there is a site, a Twitter handle, Bitcoin do. I guess that's kind of French there. And Lebanon's obviously having all sorts of financial problems. People are writing all this, they're going to do all this Bitcoin stuff there. It's all rumors. I mean, I'm not in Lebanon. Apparently, Bitcoin's helping a few people out there. They've got a big diaspora all over the world, okay? They got Lebanese in Brazil. They got Lebanese everywhere you go. They're Lebanese everywhere. So Bitcoin is a cool thing for them, too, because they're all over the world. And Bitcoin, it's borderless. You can send remittances wherever through it. And now in Maine, Lebanon, they're having economic problems. Well, anyway, this Twitter account is trying to organize everything for Lebanese Twitter, for Lebanese Bitcoin people. I thought it was a good idea, especially now, because it seems like now's the time. And shout outs to my buddy Hasba Cook, who is also an Australian of Lebanese descent. And when we were doing our shows is when all the problems in Lebanon actually started. And I sent him this site too. So if you Spread the word to your Lebanese friends. This will make it easier for them to learn about it. We want everybody in every country to learn about Bitcoin. I can't believe I forgot that. I'll tell the story on Sunday about the lady at Thanksgiving. All right, because tomorrow is This Week at Bitcoin. Saturday's Beyond Bitcoin. And finally, we'll leave it with a crypto dividend note here. Oh God. Remember, if someone says something about Tone Vase, you gotta, if you're gonna say something you want me to say, type in Bitcoin Meister. All right. So finally, we'll end it with this Mimblewimble coin thing, because Mimblewimble MWC is a crypto dividend that is an airdrop for Bitcoin holders that we signed up for, that we'll be getting finally on December 11th. And yesterday I mentioned, and I linked to that exchange again, that right now, and I talked to Andy Hoffman about this. But by the way, Andy Hoffman will be on the show. Oh my God, when is it? I think on a week from today, on Thursday. Andy, I'll give you either on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. Yes, it's next Thursday, if that's the 5th. I'm going to look at my calendar. Anyway, Andy's going to be on the show because the MWC, where everyone's going to be able to claim it that signed up for it. And so he's going to talk about Bitcoin. It's going to be an Andy Hoffman, because everybody loves when Andy Hoffman comes on the show. I ask him all sorts of questions. But I told him that, yesterday somebody was buying 3,000 MWC for $1.85. And he says that the only people that should have it are people that are mining it now. And the people that are mining it have only mined like over 50,000 of it. And then again today, at the exact same time as yesterday, on this exchange, there's someone buying 3,000 again for the same price, for $1.85. And so that person's going to have 6,000 of like the 58,000 that are circulating now, or whatever is circulating. I don't understand this, why someone is doing this now. I think it's a good sign for all of us that are going to get it for free, though. You can check out that link below. I mean, again, you can check out the exchange. What's the name of this exchange? Hotbit. Hey, I'm not telling you to buy it. Somebody is buying 6,000 of them, though. And I'm assuming it's not an American, because they did it on Wednesday night and Thursday night, which most Americans are getting fat and drunk and watching football those nights. So that's really odd. So that's your crypto. Hey, God willing, the price even goes higher. God willing, there's whoever this is has a bunch of friends that want to buy it for some reason. Well, they could have just got it for free. I don't understand. I don't get it. But hey, people are going to do what they're going to do. Good luck to the guys over there that worked very hard on this thing to do this. Hey, I have seen their wallet. You can download their wallet. I downloaded their wallet. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I mean, I guess you can prepare because on the wallet there's something that says airdrop or something like that. So they're ready I'm ready to get that stuff for free and sell it to those dudes that are buying 3,000 at a time. Great. Buy mine, dude. Why are you buying so early? Wait till we're buying. And that's another thing. Why are they buying so early? Like, you would think when there's a whole bunch more supply that that the price would be lower. But they are thinking differently. They are clearly thinking that. Does someone know something that I don't know? Or is someone doing something absolutely ridiculous? We'll see on December 11th. We shall see on December 11th. Pound that like button. All right, everybody. Hope everybody had fun tonight. I am Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. Again, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. New York time, Baltimore time, whatever you want to call it, Philadelphia time. This Week in Bitcoin on this very channel. Follow me on Twitter at TechBot. I've tweeted out a few things today. I haven't really been around the computer very much until now. But yeah, everybody have fun, and don't waste your money buying stuff tomorrow. Buy Bitcoin. That's not a waste of your money. That's your Black Friday. Be in the black with Bitcoin. Always bet on black. Click on those squares. Pound that like button.